She was like, Jacqueline, if they play Getaway Car or Maroon, she's on crisis watch.
I feel like it was like that for a lot of us. It's easier for me than it was for Tom because I wasn't playing a character that had already existed in the previous film.
This is Eileen. The entertainment world has been thrown into an uproar over one of Disney's most contentious projects in years, the live-action remake of Snow White. What began as a seemingly routine reimagining of a beloved classic has spiraled into a cultural flashpoint, igniting debates over Hollywood's creative choices, cultural sensitivity, and corporate priorities. Fans who initially anticipated a visually stunning revival of the cherished fairy tale were stunned by Disney's unconventional direction, sparking widespread criticism. At the center of this storm is actress Rachel Zegler, whose outspoken comments about the film and its broader implications have added fuel to the fire. The controversy reached a boiling point after Zegler's candid appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience, where she not only addressed the backlash but also took aim at South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone for their satirical takedown of Disney's recent creative trends. With Rachel Zegler hailed for her breakout performance in West Side Story, cast as the iconic princess, it seemed destined for success. Yet, what should have been a routine promotional campaign quickly spiraled into controversy. Zegler's candid remarks during interviews sparked outrage, leaving Disney executives scrambling to manage the fallout. In one particularly incendiary moment, Zegler suggested the prince's role, played by Andrew Burnap, might be almost entirely cut. All of Andrew's scenes could be cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, she quipped, a comment that went viral almost instantly. While Disney is no stranger to adding modern twists to its remakes, fans were shocked by such a drastic departure from the original narrative. And to some extent, when Andrew promised not to reveal the real narrative, Zegler's subsequent comments only deepened the divide. She repeatedly dismissed the 1937 animated classic as outdated and irrelevant, remarks that many fans interpreted as dismissive of a film that holds a unique place in cinematic history. While earlier remakes like Beauty and the Beast, 2017, introduced modern nuances while respecting their essence, Snow White seemed poised for an overhaul so extensive it risked losing its identity. Social media erupted as clips of Zegler's interviews went viral, portraying her as an actress out of sync with the film's legacy. One particularly widespread compilation highlighted moments where she called the original story unsuitable for today's audiences. The backlash was swift, dividing fans between those craving a fresh perspective on Snow White and those fiercely protective of its traditional charm. Then, just as the uproar seemed to peak, South Park entered the fray. In their episode Into the Pandemonium, creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone delivered a scathing satire of Hollywood's tendency to reimagine classics with progressive overhauls. The episode honed in on Snow White, parroting the rumored changes, the seven dwarfs replaced by a diverse group of magical creatures, the prince sideline, and the romantic storyline nearly erased. For many viewers, the episode articulated frustrations they had been hesitant to express. Memes and discussions flooded social media, with fans praising the satire's precision. Meanwhile, Disney reportedly went into crisis mode. According to insiders, emergency meetings were held to address the growing backlash, with rumors swirling that the studio attempted to mitigate the fallout from South Park's portrayal. While the rumors remain unverified, they highlight the perception of a studio struggling to regain control of the narrative. Unlike earlier live-action adaptations, such as Cinderella and The Lion King, which honored the heart of their animated predecessors, Snow White seemed to be rewriting its foundational themes entirely. For nostalgic viewers, this felt like a betrayal, alienating the very audience Disney had counted on to embrace the remake. Perceiving the changes as a betrayal of the original film's legacy, Rachel Zegler's appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience marked a turning point in the unfolding drama. Known for his candid and unfiltered discussions, Rogan offered Zegler a platform to address the controversy directly. Rather than softening her stance, Zegler doubled down, dismissing South Park's satire as reductive. Message. If South Park wants to reduce representation to a punchline, that's their problem, she asserted. Her remarks sparked a fresh wave of online debates. Supporters applauded her for speaking out, framing her as a bold voice for progress, while critics accused her of misinterpreting the satire's intent and ignoring the core appeal of Snow White. During the podcast, Zegler elaborated on her vision for the remake, arguing that the story needed to evolve. Why should we keep retelling the same story the same way, she asked. It's not about disrespecting the past. It's about progressing into the future. It's so beautiful because while some embraced her perspective as forward-thinking, others viewed it as a rejection of what made Snow White timeless. Comparisons quickly emerged between Zegler and other Disney princesses like Emma Watson, Beauty and the Beast, and Lily James, Cinderella, who had modernized their roles while maintaining respect for the originals. Zegler's more radical approach seemed to highlight a growing divide in how Disney tackles its remakes. As the controversy deepened, rumors swirled that South Park might release a follow-up episode expanding its critique of Hollywood's reliance on reboots. Industry insiders speculated that Zegler's criticism of Trey Parker and Matt Stone might inadvertently amplify their satire, ensuring the debate remained alive. Behind the scenes, Disney reportedly faced mounting pressure. Leaks suggested internal discord within the creative team, with factions clashing over how far the remake should stray from the 1937 original. Some advocated for a more faithful adaptation, while others championed the bold, modernized vision Zegler described. To navigate this growing tension, Disney launched early focus group testing to gauge audience reactions. The feedback was reportedly mixed, with many viewers questioning whether the film still felt like Snow White. The stakes for Disney couldn't be higher. As the first ever animated feature in its history, Snow White is a cornerstone of the studio's identity. A misstep here could have far-reaching implications, potentially shaking investor confidence and impacting Disney's broader content strategy. The controversy has also reignited scrutiny of Disney's live-action remake formula. While films like Beauty and the Beast balanced nostalgia and innovation, Snow White's bold departures have drawn accusations of erasing its foundational charm. Critics argue that in the pursuit of modernization, Disney risks alienating the core audience that made these stories enduring classics. And number 3, The Lion King, stinging Tales of the Crew. At the center of it all remains Rachel Zegler. Her outspoken defense of the film's changes has made her a polarizing figure. Some hail her as a trailblazer willing to challenge outdated norms, while others criticize her as dismissive of the original's legacy. Her comments on the Joe Rogan Experience have ensured that her perspective remains a focal point of the debate. As the film's release date draws closer, the stakes extend far beyond this single project. The Snow White remake has become a symbol of broader tensions within Hollywood, where studios struggle to balance inclusivity and innovation against the pull of nostalgia. For Disney, the outcome of this debate could shape the future of its live-action remakes for years to come. Will the studio find a way to honor the original's legacy while embracing modern values, or will the controversy overshadow the final product? One thing is certain, the Snow White remake has already left an indelible mark on the cultural landscape, ensuring its legacy will be debated long after the credits roll.